Alrighty, let's get this what have you demo stuff. Alright, we are going to do a stream as soon as we figure out whether or not it is going through and coming up on Twitch and YouTube about why we don't do what we don't do. What else do we not do, Mark?
We don't put captain tape on the board.
We don't put captain tape on the board. That would be a good one. Do we have any good examples for that?
No, I think
actually maybe
just timing doing a touch job is a great demo, but we don't really.
Yeah, well, it's just like we could time taking 2 chips off of this. There's probably a lot of similar boards in here. That's a good idea. Don't do what we don't do. Captain tape. Captain tape is fantastic for taping. Stream offline. What? Stream offline. All right, let's see. Is that true? Refresh. Why we don't do what we don't do. Streamed 1 minute ago. Live stream offline. Why is that? I think Jessa stepped on the cord again. Oh, it says, all right, let's online here. Not anymore. All right, I don't know why YouTube didn't pick that up. That should work.
There's none in there.
Stream offline. No, it's not. All right, it looks like seems online. Where's my Pepe? Where's Pepe? Pepe left my channel? Really? No, he's there. Okay, there, you're back. Awesome. Okay, let's dig up and see if we can find any like donor boards back there that would be good for a captain tape. Why we don't do what we don't do. All good now. Working, yay. All right, so we are going to do some examples of why we don't do some things that we don't do. So we get a lot of, hey, why don't you do this? And the answer is we don't do that. And so we're going to do a Here's Why stream. And this kind of came up today after a painful night watching one of these Please Bro guys on the internet who does some micro soldering and has a channel. And I watched him do a technique that we would never do in a million years. And what he was doing was he was trying to solve a MacBook. It was a relatively new MacBook, and the new MacBooks are kind of phone-like. The old MacBooks have these big, heavy-duty boards, and the new MacBooks are thin, lightweight, small boards that are kind of like phone boards. And we work on phones all the time. And one of the things that we've learned about doing micro BGA work is to never braid or wick the chips. So we never braid pads. We never use wick on them. And the reason why is because it's a risk and it's unnecessary. So it's sort of the world of soldering on the internet just kind of seems to take it on faith that whenever you take something off the board, that there's a requirement that you use braid and wick the pads. And we like to question things. Why is that? What's the benefit there? So let's show some examples. So we are going to show, there's a little clip that Mark made for us.
Throwing Mark under the bus for that.
Throwing Mark under the bus, absolutely. Mark, how do I make it go? Do I need to hit play over here?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that's playing over there, so is it going to play in my...
Just loop now.
No, it's not.
Well...
Let's go over here. What about on Microscope? That's not working either. Is it not going to loop while I'm streaming?
I don't know, it was working fine before.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, fine. We'll just leave that to be a screenshot. We'll do this. We're going to go to screen. Here we go. So let's watch this little clip that's just looped. Look at this guy soldering. He has a great big giant round, horribly abrasive piece of copper sandpaper that he's using to just crush the shit out of the delicate fairy wings of the pads on the board. Watch him do it again and again, and look there, he lost a pad. Right here, right here, let's watch that pad. There it goes, sucked into the maw of his giant copper raping stick for this poor board. Oh, it's so, so sad. And he's just doing it again and again for no reason at all. Oh, it's just so horrible to watch. It is painful. Oh, look at that. That just makes you wanna cry. Okay, so let's go back to camera, and hey, it's going now. All right, so we'll just make this, we're just gonna put this as a little reminder so everybody can watch this tragic little bit right here, the entire stream. I think that's fitting. This isn't, this over here, up above me, right here, that's the what not to do. All right, let's look at some more examples. So here under the microscope is a board that's come to us for repair, and let's see how it got into this terrible condition. Oh, look at that. We are missing a whole bunch of pads on the iPad mini charge port. So we're missing pads 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 pads are gone. And look at the scratch marks. Let's drill down really close. Look at all of these abrasion marks and scratch marks. Well, how do you get into that condition? Losing these pads and all of these sort of marks on the board, and you can see that the mask on the board is almost totally gone. You get that from, guess what? From doing this shit, from braiding and braiding and braiding and braiding and braiding for no reason. So let's see how the iPad rehab team approaches micro VGA chips when we don't braid. So we're gonna do, this just came in today. It's a iPhone 6, and it has some sporadic touch problems, and we're gonna go ahead and change the Mason chip. So before we look at the board and take off the Mason chip, this is a straightforward classic signature problem and erasing the Mason chip, and we're gonna put a new one down. Let's look at ZXW and see what the pads are under there so that we know what we have to be careful of. All right, that pad's gone and nobody can save it. All right, let's go over to ZXW, and let's take you guys over with us. So we're gonna go over to ZXW and look around here for Mason chip. So this is the black touch IC. And now we can click on ZXW and it will tell us where all of the no connect pads are. So there's a lot of pads under here that are NC pads or not connected, or as Mark said last night, no longer connected. So NC pads, what the heck are all of these doing? So they don't go anywhere. They don't seem to be hooked up to anything. So let's think about that for a second. So why would there be pads on the board if they don't really go anywhere? Let's think about what the alternative would be. Let's say that we were going to design a new device and we wanted it to have touch. So we could spend 10 years as a team figuring out what does it take to actually make a chip that does touch function, or we could go buy that company and just use the touch chips that they've been developing for decades. So that's what people would generally do. Then you take this guy's touch chip and you put it into your application, into your design, and let's say you don't really need a couple of these little logic functions and a couple of these little logic functions. You don't really need the touch to whatever. I have no idea even what these things would be omitted. You don't need it to be sensitive to X, Y, and Z. So in that case, in your application, you're not going to be using a couple of the features that the chip might have. So that chip, though, has solder balls. It's designed to activate those features, but your board is not going to have those features. So what do? You could do option A, which is to, during the fabrication of the PCB itself, you could say, hey, guy that places the pads on there, I know you've got this little die that's all ready to make them in a perfect little rectangle, but since we don't need this set of 6, make a different die that doesn't place those 6 because we don't need them. Or you could just have those pads placed on the board using the existing technology, which makes them in a rectangle shape, and then you just don't connect them. There's no wires or traces in the board that would lead to them. So that's probably an easier option. And that leaves us with boards that have these NC or no connect, not connected pads that really don't go anywhere. So those pads, you could make an argument, oh, who cares if I pull off an NC pad? Boo! I'm going to pull off NC pads all day long. And my argument would be, you really shouldn't be pulling pads, period. I mean, you can get away with pulling an NC pad, sure. But if you're pulling those pads, that means you're really close to pulling a pad off of its trace. It takes a little bit of extra pressure to actually pull a pad from a trace, and then you're going to be in serious trouble. So you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's the benefit? So let's look at that. All right, so let's see what's going. The footprints can have NC on it too. No logic function implemented on the chip as well. Okay, sure. Okay, other chat about stuff that I don't know what's going on. All right, so let's go back to this. Let's take the back sticker shield off of this board so that we can get started and find the touch chip. So let's just put some heat. Heat on the sticker helps the sticker come off without leaving, ideally without leaving a whole bunch of residue. So we're just going to heat the sticker up a little bit, kind of preheat the board just a little bit, and then we should be able to peel off that sticker without any trouble. And there it comes off, nice and easy. All right, so we're gonna save our sticker over here. All right, here is our Mason chip, and this is the Mason chip. This is the chip that is causative. We now know that this is the dude that's causative for touch disease, so we are going to add some flux. My least favorite flux, but I am almost out of my favorite flux, so we'll go ahead and use that here. Okay. It's bad practice. Yes, it is. All right, let's go ahead and heat up the hot air to our normal desoldering temperature, which is whatever temperature your station demands. And also, we've got our FLIR cam finally hooked up that I haven't used in about 2 years, so that we can show you why we don't use the FLIR cam. All right, let me get some tweezers that can get a chip off, and let's take this chip off the board. Whoa, those tweezers have seen some action today. These tweezers have been passed around the classroom here. It is day 2 of practical board repair school, and the students were diagnosing and fixing a whole shit ton of backlights today. And they needed to do a lot of scraping of the silicone waterproofing. So they all kind of got a chance to use the special green janky tweezers that are perfect for taking that stuff off. So we're just going to heat this up now. Once I see that coil getting liquid, I know it is almost ready. All right, so there we go. Chip comes off. And we have pads to clean. All right, let's do it. So we are going to avoid option A down here in the corner of the screen, and we are going to go after these pads without braiding. All right, so let's do some before and after. Let's look at this. All right, so the chip is off, and what do we have left? So let's kind of look at this on an angle. All right, so what we have now is a sea of lead-free solder balls, and you can see that some of them are bigger than others. Maybe it's a little hard to see that. Right here, I don't know if you can see my cursor, you probably can't, but some of them are a little bit bigger. These two are bigger, these two are smaller. So we can't just plop a chip back down on those balls because they're all uneven. So our only option is to delete these balls and take this down to pads. All right, so let's do that. And this is how I clean pads. Yeah, I think that kind of less is more, except for flux. In this case, more is more. So you can have, you don't want to get any dry spots. As soon as you touch an iron to this set of pads, it's going to be really hot and it's going to push the flux away and make a dry spot really, really quickly. So I'm going to bring my iron up to soldering temperatures, and I like to use a wet paintbrush. So by wet paintbrush, I mean that I'm going to take a little bit of solder and I'm going to touch it to my brush and then wipe it off, and do that a few times. Let's turn on the fume extractor because we're professionals and we do everything totally profesh. All right, so this is the iPad Rehab professional soldering outfit. And I'm going to use my wet paintbrush, and I'm just going to kind of think of being like the guy that buffs the floor at the mall with that thing with the big white feet. That guy. That's who I'm going to be. I'm going to transform myself into that guy. Alright, so the crappy flux has already run away. Sucks. Hate this shit. Boo. Ugh. It just looks like total snot. I can't stand it. Alright, melt. Alright, so this, let's get close so that we can really see this. This is what we do to these pads. I'm just going to kind of collect them up. It's almost like my tip here is a magnet. And see how already I have a dry spot there on the board? See how it's dry right there? So I need to make sure I can't go back to that spot without adding more flux, because I can't have a dry spot. Now I'm turning the board to be comfortable for my hand. I'm going to look at this, and I think that looks pretty good. There's really no reason to hit this again. Alright, that to me looks perfect, beautiful, ready to go. So let's clean that off so that you guys can see and get rid of this godforsaken noise. Alright, so here we go. Hako F430 turbine. Yes, it is. Why solder don't stick to my tip anymore after a few days? And it happened on many tips. Why do you think? Why do you think? You answer that. What would make solder not stick to something? What's the enemy of solder sticking? All right, so this is what our pads look like now. Let's get really focused and really close and look at these beautiful puffy pillows. That's what I want to see. Beautiful puffy pillows. Puffy pillows. Look at these guys. These are beautiful puffy pillows. Look around, all of them. Beautiful, beautiful puffy pillows. Now let's stop and think for a second. Let's stop and think. When the board was originally created, how did the chip get on there to begin with? Did the chip just sit down on bony ass cobblestone looking dry sandpaper pads, or did the board sit on some solder paste? It's sort of like a nice cushiony solder paste that the chip seated in, went into the oven, profile, and magic happens and the chip solders itself onto the board. Answer is it did not sit down on bony, cobblestoney, sandpapery, dry ass pads. Those are bad. Those are not great for making a joint. They are gritty. And if you're asking a piece of sandpaper to accept and make a good sturdy joint on that entire pad, that's a lot harder to do than asking a gentle pool of soft, beautiful molten solder to gently meld into another pool of molten solder. That's a lot more friendly to kind of combine and create one beautiful joint. Okay, we do things professionally. Flashback to the other stream where Jessa touches board to face and suddenly says, "This phone was in a toilet full of shit." It actually wasn't in a toilet full of shit, although even if it was, I still would have done the same thing. In my opinion, that is the professional way and practical for short detection is your free face. Fantastic at detecting shorts, and we'll see if we can come up with an example of that, why this tool always beats this piece of shit for short detection. Which one would you rather use? Your face or some fucking piece of shit fluorescent camera? I know which one I would choose. All right, so now let's go back and look at these pads. Let's do an example. What do you think will happen if we braid, let's just braid half of the pads because I don't even want to do it. Let's braid half the pads just for the example of it, okay? So we're gonna do what this guy did, and we're gonna braid these pads. Oh, I don't wanna do it. So as you can recall from us looking at ZXW, so here we are over at ZXW, that the Mason chip has quite a few not connected or NC pads. Pads that kind of sort of don't really need to be there, and if we rip them off, the chip really wouldn't care because they don't go anywhere, they're not connected to anything. But as you can see on this job, all of the pads are still present. So even the NC not connected pads, they are still there. None of the pads are pulled. So that means that I was not remotely close to serious damage. I'm not flirting on the edge of danger with a massive problem that I might not be able to correct if some of these interior or important pads were to get ripped off. Okay, so let's go ahead and just compare. Let's compare. Let's be scientists. Let's not judge without science. So over here, I'm going to put some flux down, and I'm going to get my tip out, and I'm going to get some terrible, awful copper sandpaper braid, and let's rape the shit out of these pads. All right, we're going in, we're gonna do it. This is a new kind. This came from the friendly folks of China. I don't even know if I can stand this kind either. Let's do it. Let's rape this board. Ready, go. Oh, that shit's way too thick. It does, though. I have to say it looks a lot like the shit that a certain other microsolderer was using yesterday. All right, let's kind of see if I can find at least some appropriate size braid. Might have to raid one of the student stations. Don't tell them. All right, let's go raid the student stations for braid. Here we go. All right, if you are going to braid, which we certainly don't recommend for any micro BGA chips, if you're going to braid, at least use the right size braid, which would be something thin and flat like this one. So that's a reasonable braid for this application. All right, so let's get in here. Let's do it. Braid. All right, so I'm pulling the braid with the iron on top of it. I don't want the braid to stick. Braid, braid. Oh, look, I just lost a pad. Oh, boo. And I could sit here and say, well, it's an NC pad, so fuck it. Yeah, but it was there before. Yep, that pad can suck it. It's gone. Oh, I just hate doing this. Braid, 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 braid. Oh, look at that. I cracked the top housing of that coil during braiding. Great. Good thing it's never the coil and that coil doesn't give a shit about that. See what I mean? You're just taking these unnecessary risks. None of this was necessary. None of this is a good idea. You're not solving any problem. In fact, in my opinion, you're creating a problem. Okay, so let's oh, here we go. Let's get some alcohol and clean it up, and now we'll compare the two sides, and you can decide which one you think is a better substrate to stick a new chip on. Poor little NC pad, you didn't deserve to die. Poor little guy, feel bad for you. Oh, poor guy. All right. There. Okay, so now we have half braided and half not braided. Let's see. All right, here is the beautiful puffy pillow side. This is what I recommend. This is what we started with. Look at these beautiful little even puffy pillows that are going to melt into delicious pools of warm solder to welcome the new ball from the new mason chip, and grab it with a big hug and let that ball sort of melt into it like a big old chocolate kiss. Won't that be nice over here on this beautiful side of the board? Now let's look at the raped, fucked up side of the board where we use braid. Now let's drill down. All right, that's probably as close as we can get. Now just look at these pads, just stare at them. What comes to mind? Cobblestone? Grit? Cement? Shit? Those are the words that come to mind when I look at these pads. They're gritty. They are going to, especially let's look at like one like, let's see, what's the best example around here? Let's look at one like this maybe. Look at these guys. See how it's half tinned and half gritty? Same here, half tinned, half gritty. This is all gray. Frankly, it looks oxidized. This is really hard for solder to stick to compared to something that is shiny and tinned. This is gray, it's oxidized. It's going to be hard for solder to stick to that. And this one, take a guess if you think that the incoming ball is going to be likely to just melt onto the part of the pad that's tinned and really kind of form a little void or a hole on the part of the pad that's not tinned. Same here. What's the likelihood that the new joint is really just going to be on this half tinned side? And compare that to these beautiful pads over here. They're all very even and they are pre-tinned, ready to shake the hands of the new balls that are coming down. All right, so let's see what chat thinks. Which do you think is a better substrate for an incoming new chip? The side on the left with the beautiful puffy pillows, or the piece of shit side on the right with the gritty cobblestone and now missing NC pad, which sucks. I mean, just it looks a little bit just board damage there. And for what gain? No gain. In fact, I think you've made your job harder. All right, let's see what you guys think over here. Braid will pull large pads with low heat. Yes, it will. Oh God, that pad has been murdered. Is this stream rated NC-17? Yes, it is. That shit sounds delicious. 1 order of Amtech balls, please. I thought it was better to clean it real good with wicks. Well, it's not. It's definitely not. Why do you think that? This is a valid question. What is it that makes you hold the opinion I should braid? Where? From, like, says who? That's what I want you guys to do, is to question. One of my favorite things in graduate school was my beloved mentor, Scott Kern, who was like that all the time, where people would do things like, you know, in graduate school in a molecular genetics lab, a lot of agarose, gel electrophoresis, always pouring gels, and you're always running them through this buffer. And the buffer that everyone used was called TAE, this tris acetate EDTA buffer. It's just a saltwater solution. But why did everyone use that buffer? And you did it because you were taught to do that. That's what every lab down the hall always did it. And Scott Kern would say, wait a minute, who said that this is the best buffer? And he looked into it and he found out that that was just the buffer that happened to be sitting around for some protein work that people just used when they started doing DNA work. No one ever thought about it or did any research or tried it at all. It was just we're doing it because everybody else is doing it. And so he said, is this the best buffer? And he put some student to try a whole bunch of different buffers, and he found out that there was a far better buffer, and he ended up making it out of his kitchen on Blue Leaf Court and selling it, and I think he still does. It's called Lithia Buffer, and it is everyone says that it's far, far better, leads to nice crisp bands and a beautiful gel. So it's the same thing. Why are you braiding pads? Is it because everybody on the internet is braiding pads? I have videos braiding pads. That's what I thought. And now I want you to just kind of question that. All right, so we've got some comments here. This is obviously a trick question. Shitty rape side will work fine. Maybe. Is it the best for your repair? I'm going to vote no. All right, good job. Right, the chip will sit flat and the left will bounce around and you'll have to hold it down. Will I? Let's see if you see me holding the chip down or if you see the chip bouncing around. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm going to fuck it up and that chip's going to fly away. It's going to solder on wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's a risk. Maybe the beautiful puffy pillows are going to somehow be tough for the chip to sit on compared to the shitty, gritty cobblestone, chalk-like raped pads on the right side. So maybe you're right. That's how college teaches. Jessa, have you ever watched a factory flow solder machine up close? Just on YouTube, not in person. No. Looks like a pile of Pepe's balls. All right, even Pepe is sad. I've been using braid to remove excessive solder for 10 years. And therefore what? So, what and you're, make a point. All right, I wouldn't want rape balls on my board. All right, Jessa. Why do we use it versus everyone says? Jessa, your statements supporting are just as weak as the historically has worked issue being refuted. All right, that's a reasonable thing. You're saying that you think my argument that the chip will sit better on these types of pads. I used to braid, so experimentally I considered not braiding, and I tested that. This isn't just I'm saying you shouldn't braid. I used to braid. Look on my channel. You can see my early TriStar videos. I'm braiding the shit out of things. I braided just like everyone else. Until one day I said, why are we doing this? It seems like the pads look better before. Is this the right thing to do? And so experimentally, and remember, I do thousands of these jobs. So experimentally I said, let's try not doing that. And guess what the results were? This is an experiment. The results were that not braiding the pads gave us better results. That's just the way it is. So you can take it or leave it. This video is here to just explain why we don't do what we don't do. Mark, do you braid pads?
Not anymore.
Why not?
Because I tried doing it without braiding and it works much better and there's less risk.
Why don't you come around here and tell? Because these guys all think this is full of shit.
I'm trying to get some work done back there.
Are you back there? Are you having to repeat a lot of jobs because you braided pads? Because you watched one of the internet gurus do it last night?
No.
No. So you were not swayed.
No.
So when did you give up? When did you give up braiding? Join Braiding Anonymous.
It's been a little over a year since I've used braid on pads. And it's been probably a little over a year since the last time I pulled an NC pad.
Yeah. So I just did this example here. You can check it out. Can you tell which side I braided, left or right?
Yeah. Now see, I don't know if I agree that braiding doesn't, that the surface that's left isn't as good for accepting new solder.
But look at it. It's gray. I mean, seriously, if that was, let's just say that right here, these two pads were the pads that you were going to put a 5S Little Pecker FL11. See the grayish appearance?
Well,
wouldn't that visually tell you that you need to tin those pads before you place that component?
You could put that to the test by putting some solder paste on there and seeing does it tend to stick less to those pads compared to the others?
Well, solder paste isn't really a ball, so that's not really, that's not really the same, I don't think.
I don't know. My main problem with wicking is just that you
look at the terrible NC rape.
It takes a lot more finesse to keep things from going. Like there's just more risk.
Yeah.
You have to put more pressure to hold it down, and the wick itself is more abrasive than the tip of the iron. And
just the tip.
You can go over and prep all the pads with the iron without actually even touching them.
Right. Yeah, you're the guy at the mall with the buffer machine.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you? That's what I think of. What do you think of?
No, I just think I'm
hurry up,
getting rid
it's
of
time
these
for lunch.
balls.
The ball buster.
I gotta impeach every one of these balls.
Okay. All right. I totally agree that it just seems that there you could make an argument that both work equally well. Who knows? But it's clear that braiding pads is a risk. People pull pads all the time. Look at that board back there. Look at the board up there. Look at this board. There's pulled pads. And
how many minis a month with pulled pads?
Yeah,
And
how many
single
things
one of
in
them is
there?
from braid.
Yeah, exactly.
Another point that I don't think anyone has mentioned yet.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Christy's mouth. So what's the other point that nobody has mentioned yet?
Let me remember.
Okay, I'll go ahead and put this chip on while you are thinking about that. All right, so the bottom line with braid is that it's up to you. My advice is to just think about why are you doing something a certain way.
The solder mask.
Solder mask,
You
yes.
cannot avoid, abrading some of that solder mask off every
Braiding
time.
with the braid.
And I mean, I've seen it in other professional microsolderers videos where they've had to replace the same chip multiple times, and because they braided every time, they ended up with tin traces running between rows of balls.
Yes.
And you can completely avoid that by not using the wick.
Right. Plus, you don't have to spend money on wick, and we're, really into being frugal, unlike some of the other shops that just spend up all kinds of money on 3 or 4 different kinds of solder wick. Wasteful, unnecessary.
It is a little bit more difficult to get the chip to sit exactly how you want.
Yes, so
but
that is the criticism that we hear from the course, which is, well, I'd like to not braid, but I don't want my chip to fly away, so therefore I got to do it so that it's perfectly flat. That's the argument. What do you have to say to that?
There's other changes you can make in technique to make that not be a problem.
Like what?
Like doing the holding the chip in place while you first tack it down with hot air and then let go and come back and reflow it, or using a tackier flux that will hold the chip in place better.
Yep. Both of those are great strategies.
Yeah.
All right, so let's, I wick with my dick. That's not what I said. Okay. Huh. All right. Fantastic. iPad Rehab, I have a question for you. It looks like iPad Rehab has joined the stream. iPad Rehab, I love your Pepe that's on the iPad Rehab channel on every single video. Great job on that.
Where is that? I haven't seen it.
Like on here, right there.
Oh wow, it's a watermark on YouTube?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm leaving it there. I think it's cute. I kind of like it. Okay. Wait, Fixin' Mom. Fixin' Mom is in the house.
Oh
no. Okay, so let's get this chip back on here. So here's the deal so far. Maybe Fixin' Mom can weigh in on her opinion of why she braids. I heard Fixin' Mom braids the shit out of her repairs and doesn't care about whatever NC pads. She almost it wants the NC pads to just be off the board. They just bother her. She just fuck those things. So here's the deal. If you do wick or you don't wick, that's up to you. But know that what you're doing is you're sandpapering fairy wings. And you got to have a reason to do that. And whatever your reason is, I would encourage you to challenge that reason. Why am I doing this? Oh, I'm doing it so the chip has to sit flat because otherwise it'll blow away. Okay, well, is that the way you want to go? Or do you want to go with a less abrasive, more gentle way to solve the same problem? Like Mark was just suggesting, use a thicker flux. For example, Chip Quick 291 is fantastic flux, very thick, and it will really hold those chips in place. Or you could try tacking it down, just sort of holding it like baby gates and getting it hot for a second, taking the air away, get the tweezers out, and then reflow it down. And that's another way to kind of keep the chip from going crazy. Okay. Chris Long, but I use hot air and never lifts pads. That's not an argument. So, but that's like saying I speed and I never get caught, so therefore speeding is okay. No, it's really not. You have to have a reason. But I get there faster. No, you really don't. Let's get this chip on. All right, so let's see. What does it take to get this chip on here? And maybe we'll make fools out of ourselves. So I'm going to go with the method. I understand everybody's concerned about the chip flying away. I have checked to see, is anybody under there a mountain that's going to make this into a seesaw? And the answer is no. So I'm going to place the chip, and just this one time, I can press down to seat it on the board. So now it's seated on the board. I really don't want to tell the chip where to go. I want it to find its own way. Pepe would like to train flies to drop lead balls. Okay. So let's get this on here with the awful Amtech flux, but that's all that I have. All right, so we're going to see if we can get this chip to find its own way, solder itself down without flying away and us looking like idiots. Don't fly away, little Mason. Find your way, bro. Find your way. Alright, so we're watching the flux bubble. All that looks normal. Waiting for those coil pads to turn shiny. There we go. There you go, buddy. See, he just jumped right into his right position. Now I'm going to give him a little nudge. Nudge, nudge. Nudge. And we're done. Alright, so I did not have to hold it in place, and the chip did not fly away. So with proper technique and practice, there's really, I don't see a practical disadvantage to having beautiful puffy pillows that you're seating the chip on. To me, there's no disadvantage. And if you say, well, I want to braid without really having a reason, just because everybody else does it, then you are actually having a real disadvantage. You're taking a real risk that you're going to get into serious trouble by pulling a pad or by tinning something that shouldn't be tinned as you abrade that solder mask away. So that's our opinion. Take it or leave it. All right. That Mason coil is like damn rough day. Yes, the Mason coil was a victim of the braiding. Mason coil was fine until it was time to braid. Okay. All right. So let's see. Past cancer. I don't know about any cancer. What are we talking about? What kind of cancer is going on here? I don't know. I don't even know what that means. I brought my phone to a shop yesterday to fix my IC chip, and they took it to a different shop to get it repaired, and they said the phone overheats now. What do I do? You take it to somebody that is able to troubleshoot. All right, so now we're gonna put this one, let it cool down, clean it up, put a shield on it, of course, and test. All right, so let's move on to something else. So I don't really have a good candidate around here for short detection, but that was the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to see about, let's see if we can find a short. I thought one of these from earlier today I did not use as an example because it wasn't clear what was going on. Let's see if this thing has a short. Let's see. Phone accidentally put in the washing machine. Shook water out. Next day, opened up to allow to air dry. Didn't work. Sent it to somebody else. They could not fix it. Okay, let's see what's going on. Say yes to braid if it's appropriate for the task. I would say yes to braid for little girls' hairdos. Put TriStar on an iPad mini today, and when booted, it hung at the Apple logo. Screen went red and rebooted. Took TriStar off and booted fine. Put another TriStar on, and it did the same thing. I'm going to guess you're using the wrong TriStar, but what do I know? All right, let's take a look at this board. Okay. Let's see. This is pretty classic looking water damage, and since it still has this beautiful C5202 on it, I'm going to go with it doesn't have a VCC main short, or that would have been kicked off. Let's kick it off anyway. All right, done. Let's see what else. Has this even been through ultrasonic? I hope so. We've got some fluff. All right, yeah, this has been through ultrasonic. All right, this looks like VCC main damage and some washing machine fibers. A little bit of little bit of bounce dryer sheets stuck in there. Looks like Tigress got hit. All right, what's going on up here? This is possible chestnut, probable chestnut. That's a lot of chestnut. That looks a little chestnutty. All right, and then down here, this looks pretty good. Couple of spots. Okay, so let's see if this board has a short. Hopefully it does have a short so that we can detect it with our face, because professionals use what's practical and what makes sense, and that would be your face. All right, let's see. And we will compare that to the FLIR infrared camera that I have not used in about 2 years. Let's get a duck. Oh, here we go. Right next to me. Right next to me. Alrighty. Let's see. I notice a cap near the battery. If I replace this, is this going to help it charge? I don't know. What does the charging circuit look like? Is that cap part of charging? How does charging work? Stare at the schematic and see if you can figure out how does whatever device you're talking about charge. All right. It's Lewis wicking solder. I don't remember who it was. It was just a video that I watched pretty late last night where it was some guy. I'm pretty sure he fixes MacBooks, and I think he does it professionally. And he was, as you can see, let's watch again. As you can see, this guy is raping the shit out of this board again and again and again with his giant, huge dick of copper braid that's round. Watch this pad. There goes the pad. Goodbye, pad. Here it is again. He's going to do it. He's going to rape the shit out of that board. There goes the pad again. Ouch. Oh, it's painful. Poor little board. Why does he keep doing it again and again and again? Oh my God, it's hard to watch. All right. Yeah, Chris Long. Sounds like the wrong model TriStar. That's exactly right. I said I bet it was the wrong TriStar. So I concur. I'm going to guess that she put a 1610 on the mini original. That's my guess. All right. Let's see what happens if we... But honestly, I'm surprised an iPad mini original will boot without TriStar. That's a surprise. Okay. Yes, iPad mini 1 uses 1608 TriStar, not 1610 like everybody else. Let's see what happens on the Trust Me DC power supply when we prompt this board to boot. Maybe it'll boot right up and it just needed to sit here all day. Let's see, prompt, prompt, prompt. And we are getting, it does look kind of like it's booting. Awesome, it really looks like it's booting. Yay, problem solved by ultrasonic cleaning, yay. Mark, what's this drive in here?
What?
Oh, that's just the schematics drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! All right, detect, mofo. Yay! Detect in normal mode. Let's see. Where are you, iTunes? Show me somebody's phone. Show me that it's in normal mode. Yay! It's detected. Awesome. Great job, ultrasonic cleaner. So there you go. Even better than the FLIR, even better than your face, is the good old Crest ultrasonic cleaner, which you can buy from Mail-In Repair or Mail-In Dot Repair. What is it? Mail-In Dot Repair?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Give that ultrasonic cleaner a raise.
Yeah. All right. I'm failing with my attempts to keep away from live streams. Oh, that's all right. You got to just put a live stream on in the background, and then it's just kind of like you got some coworkers. That's what these streams are for. They're meant to be on while you're busy working on your repairs and you're tired of listening to the same old tired Spotify playlist, then have at it. Who wants to take a guess whether or not this phone is going to have image? Let's see if it does. Let's see. I would love to take a picture of the cap that is gone. Well, why? If a cap's gone, don't worry about it. Move on. Figure out what your problem is. The likelihood that a missing single capacitor is making your phone not do something is incredibly low. So forget about that and put that on there. All right. Man, if you think hardware please bros are bad, take a look at jailbreak please bros.
Oh God.
Please bro, can you jailbreak my phone? It is on, I don't even know what it's on. I don't know. Speaking of things that are bad or please bros, today I had to, Jessa, the mom, had to help some of the young guys know how to navigate the schematics with this cool trick. I don't know if you've heard of this. Ready? I'm going to tell you a secret. Control F. And it just like pops up a little search window. Who knew? And then when you find the line, you can do this. Control C, Control V. Try it. You will be amazed. It is so awesome. So I had to teach that to someone who was way young. Yay! Look at that. This phone even has backlight. Don't you just love it when phones fix themselves? Please have touch. Come on, bro. Please, bro. Have touch. Please, bro. Please, bro. No, don't lose your backlight. You're all right. You're all right. Hang in there. Hang in there, bro. You got this. Please, bro, have sent me your passcode. Yay! It even has touch. This is awesome. Yes! Ah! This is great. Sweet. Trust. Path to data. Yay! All right. Another one solved. Okay. Perfect. All right. But that means that I really don't have any clue what I'm going to use for... Mark, do you have anything back there with a random short?
No.
No. Yes. We are fixing way too much shit, man. We're on the ball. We need more devices. All right, let me just label this ready to recover so that we don't get lost on that. Pro skills. Yes, knowing how to buy the right ultrasonic cleaner, which really I only bought for a similar kind of reason as this stream. I bought it because somebody, please bro, one of these soldering guys recommended the Crest on the internet, and I thought that he was full of shit, honestly. And I also thought that his video was super condescending. If you're still using a jewelry cutter, you're an idiot, blah, blah. And I was like, this guy's such a douche. He's so condescending, and I know that he didn't do any experimental research. He just picked this one, and now he's just calling everybody else an idiot for not using it, but he didn't ever really test it. So I bought the Crest just to shut this dude up, and it didn't work out. What happened instead is, well, that's not going to help. What happened instead is I had the jewelry style cleaner like everybody else had, and I had this one board that I had been working on for a long time, wires everywhere, and I had been troubleshooting it. I'd put it through my jewelry style ultrasonic cleaner, and when I first got the Crest, I set it up side by side, and I put pennies in there, and they came out pretty much the same. So I was like, yeah, this guy's going down. And then I took, just on a whim, that board that had been, I had called it no fix, and it was on my shelf to send back. It was international, so I was kind of hanging on to it in case I could think of anything else. And I threw it in the Crest, and it came out totally working, just like this board. And so then I realized that he was right. So there you go. He was right. Whoever that guy was on the internet, that soldering master. All right. Let's see. Content strike. What? No clue what's going on in chat. Jessa, do you have IP box? Nope. Is that Lewis wicking the NC pad? Ha ha ha. I don't remember who it is. Okay. So it was an iPad Mini 2, and it was 1608. All right, opposite. So iPad Mini 2 needs 1610. I feel stupid. At least posting that made me realize it was the wrong one. Should have been using 1610. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. But actually, I'm glad you posted that as well, Pearl Cellular. And that's because I recently saw, hey Mark,
Yeah.
that Mini, just check and make sure it doesn't have a 1608 chip or something like that. I mean, it's not gonna, but just check. You know, you never know. So I think that it wouldn't have occurred to me to be like, hey, check for prior repair attempt on this Mini that was red screening. I would shit my fucking pants right now.
Sometimes I mix up the 1610 and 1608.
You do not.
Before I go back to Florida.
I've done that before where I look at a strip and I'm like, oh, look how many TriStars I found in this strip. Oh, 1608. All right. It's not reassembled, is it, huh? Okay.
No.
All right. Was it you? I see you exploded all over the comments. Exploded all over the comments. What are you talking about? I can't see well enough for this shit. Bots being too jumpy.
That is a 610A3B.
610A3B. That sounds like something Jessa put on there.
Yep.
Chris Long. I had a new one I hadn't seen the other day on live stream. TriStar P inline was being shorted under U1701 due to corrosion and prevented the phone from charging, but it would sync. I would never see that because guess why, Chris Long? Guess why? Charging is something that a phone needs to do if you want it to be a phone again. Corrosion is something that happens if it's water damage. Water damage does not equal phone charges ever, so who cares? All right, but glad you fixed it. I'm glad that there's folks like you in the world that have the patience for that shit. All right, what's going on with this board? All right, this is behind door number 2. We're looking for some kind of a board that does have a short so that we can use our face to detect it because we're pros. Mark, what do you actually use for short detection at home?
I stretch my sack really tight.
Oh my God. Did you just say I stretch my sack really tight?
Yeah.
That's what you said? What kind of sack? Like a special thermal sensitive sack? What are you talking about?
It's a thermal sensitive sack. You press it against the board and you have to wait a while for it to really like leave an imprint where the heat is.
Okay.
But you know, look for the blister.
Look for the blister. And does it come out like kind of in an imprint of the chip?
Yeah, well, and if you let it get hot enough, you can kind of see what's around it too, so you know like which one it was.
Okay, gotcha. And is that also a birth control method? Just wondering.
No, it doesn't work at all. I got 3 kids.
Oh, well, I'm surprised. All right, this board's going to have to take a bath. And let's see if the Crest can fix this challenge. Just fix it right up all by itself. That would be pretty awesome, but this does look pretty much like a C5202 board. All right, let's take off the shields, and we will spend a few more minutes seeing if we can dig up a board with a short. If anybody is near Honey Eye Falls that has a board with a short, come on over, because we need a board with a short so that we can detect it. And we are surrounded with boards that have other problems, like fucked up CPU from shops, pulled pads, charging problems, touch problems, backlight problems. Actually, we're probably out of backlight problems. Christy, are you here? Yeah, we have some of the student jobs that need to... There's nothing what? I know. We have like nothing here. There's like no touch phones here. I could not find a just straight up TriStar job. There's one error over here that I think you looked at already. There's a Rush mini charge port with pulled pads that I just pulled here for a demo. You could do that. It's over here. I just pulled these over here. Oh, you found the one you're looking for? Well, over here is Rush. I stuck it behind me. I can't grab it right now. Mini charge port with pulled pads. You know why the pads are pulled, Christy?
Is it because they were using copper braid?
Yes, it sure was. Do you use copper braid? Huh. When did you start using copper braid?
When you taught
When
me
I
how
taught
to
you
use
that?
the charge cord about 2 years ago. when
Oh,
I
by
did
the
my
way,
training.
we stopped using braid about like a year ago. So just FYI. All right. Does that mean you're
Well,
going
I
to show a
still have
nut
not
sack being used to
pulled a
detect a short?
pad,
Well,
so-
that's up to Mark. You still have not pulled a pad. Okay. Well, great. Fantastic. All right. Let's
I don't
see what's
do
going
it
on here.
on things like, TriStar.
Oh wait. So you don't braid TriStar?
I don't braid TriStar.
Why
I
not?
do braid charge cords because I was listening enough to hear you tell students that you shouldn't do it. So.
Okay. There you go.
And also, it's such a tiny little area.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
It's a tiny area. And
I don't
the
not
charge
braid
cord
at all.
has-
I mean braiding micro BGA chips like
Okay.
like TriStar.
Yeah, I, don't do that.
I would
the
still.
charge cord I braid.
Yeah, I
And,
braid for things where it has a good reason. Like if there's a reason, like I would really prefer this to be lead. Ooh, that's bad. I prefer this to be leaded and no lead free. Then I will braid for under a chip. I don't really give a shit. Whoa, holy lunar landing! Wow. Okay. This board looks like it's going to be fine. It's going to probably need just me to pick those guys up and kick that guy off. And get rid of C5202. I doubt this has a short, but what do I know? All right.
Did you already look at this one for a short?
No, I did not look at that. I just saw it
I
said
think
pulled
this one-
pads. That's why I grabbed it to look at it over here.
It's missing pads, but I think
Missing pads on what? Charge port?
I don't remember. This is an ancient
It said
one.
missing 6 pads, so I was going to be really impressed if it was a TriStar that was missing 6 pads.
No, the charge port was missing 6 pads, and those were fixed, I think.
Okay.
But I think it still has a short somewhere else. And I
Oh,
don't
it
know
has a
what's up
short?
with this one. I think it has a short.
Yeah, awesome. We need a board.
And I'm not sure about this other air, but it may also be a short too because I've been avoiding it, and that usually means that there's a short.
Okay, great. Well, we need a short. Right. So do we have an air test housing? Is that it? We need a charged battery.
Yeah. I don't know if that works. We do have a charged battery that's not in the house.
All right, where's that? All right, if you bring me the air supplies, I'll look at this air. All right. Removing unused pins, Mobofo. Mark, I'm still waiting on shirts, says Chris Long.
Yeah, that's what he keeps saying. I'm
Should have
not
paid the extra $10 to get them expedited. Or, actually, he said he already sent them and Christy threw them away. Sorry.
What did I throw away?
You threw away these piece of shit shirts that Chris Long made that are nowhere near as good as this beautiful shirt. It's never the coil.
When did I throw
Guess
away,
what his
when
shirt-
did I throw away anything ever?
True. That might be hard. It might be hard to float that lie. Guess what Chris Long's horrible, awful, disgusting shirts say? Take a guess. I want to wear a shirt that says "Never fucking braid, bro." All right. Where's that board? Where's the one that has a short? This?
I'm pretty sure that one does.
All right. This missing 6 pads has a short. Great. Sounds super fun. Chris Long shirts say they're almost like this, except they say it's the coil. That's fantastic. All right. Have you ever had a phone come back to you because someone tried to iCloud unlock it using a Dremel? Well, I wouldn't take a repair. I get asked every day, please, bro, help me iCloud unlock this phone. Like one guy today, this guy's hilarious, where he says, can you, help me with the iCloud unlock? And I say, we do not, his canned response, we do not support iCloud hardware unlock. The only thing that we recommend is entering the passcode if you're the original owner or returning it to the original owner if you are not the original owner. Send. And then he writes back, oh, I'm the original owner. I just want to know if the video solution is going to work with the Dremel tool.
yeah.
So I write, oh, great. So you're the original owner. So just go ahead and enter the passcode and you'll be all set. And then he writes back, I forgot the password. And I'm like, that's okay. You can go to iforgot.apple.com and enter that passcode. And so then I think he gave up. But yeah, we were just bombarded from long before the video. And that's part of why I made the video. Like, this shit drives me crazy. Drives me batshit crazy to begin with. All right, before we even stick that on a battery, let's check and see if we can find some kind of VCC main short. It's the coil, yes. Chris Long is a barrel of laughs that I'm going to kick in the balls next time I see him. Oops, I said that out loud. Okay, so let's see if there's a VCC main short on this airboard. Let's go into the microscope. Okay. Alrighty. What's up, Doc? All right, let's get a. Whoa, Christy, have you already been here? I'm gonna go that it does have a VCC main short because it's missing like 10,000 caps.
Yeah.
All right, this looks like a Christy short removal detection. Oh, this is perfect. This is a perfect board. It's got a short that obviously did not declare itself with heat because Christy pulled off 10,000 caps. Let's look though down by Wi-Fi. Oh, sweet. She even pulled off the ones down by Wi-Fi. Yay! All right, this is the money. All right, here, Christy, quiz question. Are you ready? I hope you can get this one right. I'm counting on you. The fate of the stream is counting on you, Christy. Because this is short, I don't think I'm going to be able to tell which side is positive and which side is negative on the battery. Do you happen to know the air?
I do not.
God fucking damn it!
Is the battery?
Huh? Yeah, probably. All right, let's see.
No? The battery doesn't say?
No, that looks like it's positive, and that's almost certainly ground. But I am not 100% sure. So let's just see if VCC main is shorted, but battery VCC is not. All right. And flip this over and see if we can figure it out. All right, how long are we gonna watch the loop of wicking those pads until people stop doing that shit? As soon as I don't see that anymore, then we'll take that off. Until then, it's gonna be a permanent new feature of the iPad Rehab channel right next to Pepe. Yep, so battery connector is beeping to ground on both sides. Let's just look up on our buddy the ZXW tool because we like to do things quick. All right, ZXW, please tell us. Please tell us, ZXW. What is... Where'd you go, Z? Where'd you go, ZXW? You crashed? You crashed, bro? All right. Stream is acting up. I can't help you with stream acting up. I can't help you with... Oh, it sure is. God, that's awful. My face is like... Oh, fantastic. All right. That is nice. What?
My laptop's almost dead. It means we gotta leave.
Okay.
My watch just died.
Wait, is it leaving time? Am I late again?
No.
Oh, no. We're not late. We're not late. We're not late. Okay, so we're on the hunt for the battery connector dudes. All right, which one of you mofos is ground? You are ground? All right, fine. Okay, so ground is the one next to the two guys. Okay, good to know. So let's go back to the microscope. All right, so ground is this one. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna see what happens, what kind of current consumption does this thing suck up if we were to attach some DC power to it. So we're gonna hook up some good old ye old alligator clamps. So this guy's ground, and all we have to do is touch positive here, boink, and it consumes, it looks like 300 milliamps. 300 milliamps, 300 milliamps. So that is not a really huge, super strong short, but I think we can use that to illustrate our short detection methods. Christy, what is your favorite short detection method? Put it, let me guess, put it in the hive and pretend that we didn't get it?
Well, I was going to say give it to Jessa and pretend that
Okay, and is that effective? Have you found a lot of them that way?
They don't usually get done that way, no.
Okay. All right, here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for 2 years. Except, what happened to the FLIR cam? God freaking damn it. Oh, there it is. And it looks like it still has batteries and it's still working. So let's see what this little dude can do. So this is the FLIR 1, I guess, or something like that. And it can detect things. Here's what it's actually really awesome for. This is just a attachment to your iPhone 5. This is the old business one. You can use this fantastic tool if your cat is outside in the snow. This thing will find it immediately. Actually, hey Mark, let's take this home and figure out who's fucking with the chickens. Let's go take it home and find out where the chicken sleeps. This is great. All right, we need to get the fuck out of here because we got to go hunt down that chicken. All right, we got other business. All right, where do you think that chicken sleeps?
In a tree.
In a tree. Yeah, me too. All right, so now I've connected this to DC power supply and it came off of DC power supply. So let's stick it back on there. There we go. All right, DC power using the Trust Me meter is telling all of us that this board is consuming 300 milliamps. All right, let's see if we can hide my hand. All right, I might need some help. Here we go. Can you guys see that at all? Here we go. This is gonna work. This is gonna work, damn it. And it says that there is a hot spot up here. See that? You guys will definitely not be able to see that. I don't think I can do any better than that. Let's try. Let's try. This is super, super professional. Why is it kind of like looking white? Here we go. I'm gonna go this way. Is it my hand? Oh, it's my hand. All right, Christy, why don't you hold that? Like, can you hold that over there close to the?
I don't think I
Alright,
can get
fine.
any closer to the camera, but
How about that? All right, here we go. And it is still consuming 300 milliamps. I don't know how to get my finger out of the picture. See, there we go, hotspot. See that? Hotspot. See that? That's what this thing can do. That's the resolution that this has. All right, so given that, so let's kind of see here, FYI, this is the tool we have for short detection, if you ever want to use it. All right, so this is telling us what? That the monitor is consuming way too much energy and we need to turn it off at night. And other than that, it is telling us,
it's over by your thumb.
yeah, that of all the spots on this board, that it is right around here. But now, if we really look at it and say exactly where, it's unclear. It just kind of gets us to this sort of corner of the board down here. That's that. So you're a scientist. What chip does this thing say is getting hot? See how it's what it's doing is it's got the fluorescent image. Let's kind of put it where
So it
there's
looks like
less
it's
stuff here.
That one there getting this one?
Maybe? Does it feel hot? While we're here tonight, let's
Any
also
thought of
put on
anything
the
else?
let's put on the team jobs high priority list to look for mice in the walls. Look, I mean, you can see, like, look at that. That is pretty wild. What is that? Oh, that's the router. What is that? Oh, that's the light. What is that little thing scuttling along the wall? Oh, that's a mouse. Okay. All right, so now let's use, so this is still sitting here consuming 300 milliamps of current. The FLIR is shorted to the ground. FLIR claims are very resolution restricted for non-military users like you poor fucks. Yes, thanks for that. All right. But I could see, man, that even this thing, I am pretty sure that I could find Osama bin Laden with this iPhone. Not anymore. but in the past. I mean, that's I mean, for finding like a person in outside, that thing is rocking. Also, note to self: if I ever have to be on the run, I need to go to a city where there's a lot of hot stuff and a lot of people. Otherwise, you are dead in the water. And now, Predator's vision. Take a picture and replace Lewis's pad pulling loop with it. There's no easy way to do that, or else I would.
Yeah, it's way too much work.
That's way too much work. What we'll do is we'll take a picture and we'll make it be the thumbnail for this stream. Now we're going to use short detection too. Mark!
No.
God damn it! God, you won't let me paint your fingernail or just borrow your ball sack for like maybe 2 minutes. That's all. All right, face. Cold, cold. If you have mice in the walls, then get a tomcat. Oh, we got a tomcat. We've got a tomcat. Yeah. All right. So then you can your face can definitely say, all right, that yeah, it's pretty much the same information as the FLIR cam. It is getting warm, kind of over here. So then you gotta amp it up. Your cheek is one thing, but then you gotta use your lips. Oh, right there. Boom. That is fucking hot. Lips win the day. I mean, it's Christy. Please, God. They're not gonna just believe me. Yeah, it's fucking obvious. All right, hey, Mark. All right, just the lips, just for a second, just to confirm. I want to see if I don't think you can find the short.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna try.
Come on, I need some help. Chris Long, can you convince Mark? Just put your lips on here and tell. It's not that hot. It's not like it's gonna burn your lips. Look. I just want to see if you can tell exactly which chip it is and see if we agree. I won't tell you which one I think it is because you missed what the FLIR cam said. So I want to see if an unbiased face.
All right, I'm coming.
Yay!
I'm in the middle of surgery.
Thank you, doctor. All right, here. Okay.
It's going?
Yeah, it's going 330.
Right.
It's just 300 milliamps.
Let's see.
All right, let's see. Ooh, can we move this down?
I don't even know how I'm going to be able to tell where it's.
Put your face on it. Your face,
This end down
hands don't work. Face.
Oh yeah. Oh, right there.
Where?
This guy, or maybe that.
I mean, it's like isn't your face like super obvious that that's burning ass hot?
Yeah, but I've always had a hard time picking out which one it is.
All right. Well, then here, follow-up question. Now that you know basically where it is, I think you can pick out like it is right.
It's one of those
right
two.
there. Yeah, like your face is pretty good.
Yeah,
Face
they're
is
too
good,
close
but
to-
then your lips, it is right there. It is right there.
You say that one?
I say the black chip. It's the 3-second rule for the chip. If you can hold it for 3 seconds, it's over 60 degrees. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it is.
black chip. Yeah, it's definitely that chip. All right, now, what do you think about this result? All right, so you have to come over here because it can only look over here.
Okay.
All right, this is what the FLIR cam says. So it gets you on the right side of the board.
Well, can we get like closer into the white hot area?
You can do that,
Yeah, I mean it is picking out the same chip.
probably.
I think.
See, the hard part about it, see how the line image is offset from the infrared image. So that's
Right,
what
yeah,
makes it a little bit
you have to
difficult.
just ignore the other image.
Right.
But I mean, it's picking out the same one that both of us picked right there.
Yeah.
So
But you have to charge it up. You have to put back together. You have to find
Yeah.
the fucking screen.
you have to keep track of it.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah,
You have
buy
to
it.
charge it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of downsides to it.
It's
and
all right, but this
I
is
don't
just
know
so easy. Like, hot is like this. I mean, you're in the moment, and it's just like, is this getting hot? No. Warm. Oh yeah, there's a hot spot. Where is it? It's right there. Black chip. Like, so fucking easy. Like,
Yeah.
this is the pro tool. I stand behind that. So why we don't use the FLIR cam? The main reason is because we never really know where it is, and it's the effort it takes to go, where is that thing? And you have to separately charge up the phone. We had to go charge this phone. We had to find this phone. We had to reassemble it because we'd used it for a donor board for some other shit. It's got to have, everybody likes free and everybody likes practical. Practical and free. Professional, short detection kit, which is the face. Highly recommended, not available at the iPad Rehab supply store. I use a FLIR 1 and it's awesome. Well, I use my face and it's awesomer. It's like, I don't get what's the response to any of that? All right, so let's see. All right, so it's this dude, it's this chip over here. What is this? This is Skyworks chip. Is this a cellular model? Yes. So baseband, fantastic. All right, let's see. In the unlikely chance that it is just this chip, let's take it off the board and see if our VCC main short goes away or no. Let's see what happens. Let's take off this chip that my face and Mark's face said was getting hot. Burning hot chip aside, chance of getting zapped. No, I mean, if you don't use your tongue, you'll be fine. If you do use your tongue, which I have to say is something that I did experiment with in the early days, and I learned that it is really, really not a good idea. So no tongue, gotta keep it PG, no tongue, for short detection. Lips, face only, no tongue. That's the way you do it. That's the professional method. And I have to say, I was very disappointed in Lewis's stream last night when he refused to use the Pro Tool face short detection method. I have no idea why he refused, because I generally think he is pretty professional. Hey, I got $2.50. Wait, what is that called? Troll Lewis. Wait, what does that say? Your computer is infected? Oh, all right. Don't restart your computer. Warning, your computer is infected. The injections detect infections. Some recent downloads on the computer, which in turn has created problems on the computer. Call Apple customer support at an incomplete number that probably should have started with 911. But good job. Thanks for the tip. Thanks for the tip. All right, let's get this off of here. All right. Time to take off this chip, pretty sure. All right. It's time to get a new watch. That's totally like a your dad joke. All right. Wait, who knows anybody that has a watch? The Chris method of the Iceman approach works. What's the Iceman approach? Chris's method of the Iceman approach is Jess's method of freeze spray, then I'm gonna also kick Chris long the next time I see him. I will tell you that. All right.
12 hours until when?
Since I took my watch off.
Still short. Who would have thought it?
Well, that's a bunch of BS.
It's not really useful to have a watch that doesn't hold a charge for more than 10 hours.
Yeah, that was like the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch was just like that.
Unless it's trying to say that you need to sleep more.
It also has this.
All right,
alarm
so
feature.
still short. Boo, boo, boo. Let's see, what time is it? I'm definitely leaving here at 10:30, which is coming up really, really quick. Don't I have a board in the Ultrasonic? Did I take that out? Okay, I need to grab that. Actually, can you just grab that and brush it off? All right, so that I don't lose my place.
And I can't stop eating this green oil.
You what?
Can't stop eating this green oil.
Can't stop eating the green oil?
Yeah.
It is yummy. Once you get a little taste of it, if you're really, really thirsty. If the shorted component has the least resistance, how is it heating up? You tell me. You tell me. Let me ask you a different question that's kind of similar. If an aorta has a gunshot hole in it, where's the most blood? Because the whole thing, blood pressure is going to go down, but where's the most blood? I mean, blood will probably spill out and get everywhere, but where's the most blood? Hint, where the giant hole is. Okay, let's see. Jägermeister, what? Let's see. So we've used the face detection method on MacBooks. I don't fix MacBooks. MacBooks don't come to us because they
get fixed by the pet puller.
They go to the guy that does that shit. No clue why. All right. I'm sure they'll all come here now. Now that everyone can see the level of professionalism advanced
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
All right. Oh, there we go. Somebody's busting out with P equals VI. I guess it's Jess's frozen approach. Yeah, man. If it is use this, that's all Jessa. All right. Let's see. A lot of things are not all Jessa. For example, the iPhone 6 shields. This is all Larry Johnson. And what are other ideas that kind of get attributed to different people? Oh wait, we were gonna do the Captain tape example. All right, let's conclude this video. Short section is boring, we already did that. Let's conclude this video with a demo. So we are gonna show the other thing that we don't do. We don't Captain tape the shit out of boards when we take off chips, and here's why. 11 minutes to rip off some chips. I hope I can do it, since I'm going to be Captain taping the shit out of one of them. All right. Okay, so this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. I just need to make sure that board's...
Pass me that battery.
Okay, here you go. We took off a chip, and it still has VCC main short. I recommend that you use the face, or possibly, if you're in a pinch, the FLIR.
When they cocoon the board, except
Yeah,
for
man.
one
Surgical,
square.
sterile surgical drape. That's what's coming up here. All right, so let's take off
What's our beer budget?
beer budget.
Yeah.
Don't we have like
Beer budget?
two things of wine?
Did
you drink all of them?
If I gave Mark a case or two, then he wouldn't know when we surgically raped him and used to. I guess.
Wait, we're gonna surgically drape Mark for
Yeah,
what?
what are you doing to me?
Are we taking his ball sack out so that we can use it on our own without him? I don't think he's gonna like that. All right, what's a good chip for this, Mark? How about a big ass coil? That would be kind of quick. How about we just take off a big coil?
Surgical drape, just the ball sack hanging out, so they can use it.
Do you think that would show enough of a difference? Let's see if I have two iPad 2 boards. What do you recommend, Dr. Schaefer?
I don't know, a couple of minis.
On Skype, Jessica explains that an exploding cap killed one eye. Huh? She gets a glass eye with Pepe on the front. What? When you have no idea what's going on.
Weird
I have
Skype chats with Paul.
There's all kinds of weird what have you going on in these chats. The chat is basically for other people to chat. That's not Jessa. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, I've got two iPad 2 boards here. Boom and boom. Okay, two iPad 2 boards, and we are going to do the same repair-ish. We're not really going to do a repair at all. I got to move this. Let's move this down here. There we go. Let's let Lewis just sit there and wick Mark's ballsack. Okay, just I was watching a video where the guy solders a wire to the positive side of the cap, yes, and connects the red probe to the DCPS, yes, and the black probe to ground, yes. Is this the correct method to do short detect? That's the correct method to do voltage injection, which is what you're describing there. Okay. Solder on a lip chip. Okay, here's what we're doing. We are going to test the theory. We're going to experiment. We're going to do some science and challenge the idea of using Captain tape as a way to protect chips from heat. If we were smart, we'd get out a thermocouple. Ooh, maybe we could use the FLIR cam to take a temperature reading. That'd be kind of cool. But we're too lazy for that. So what we're going to do is just pick a coil. These are both cold boards. And we are going to do this removal two different ways. So on one board, we are going to take off the coil the way I would normally take it off. And we're going to see how long it takes. How much heat is the board exposed to? And on the other board, we are going to put Captain tape around it. So let's go ahead and put Captain tape. So Captain tape, by the guys that are like the Captain tape Nazis, they do something that looks like this. If they want to go after that coil, they're damn sure going to Captain tape this connector. So they would tape a big piece like that. And these would be for people that kind of think that Captain tape is some kind of kryptonite against heat.
Well, also...
Ooh, you know what else we should do? Dig up the fucking pink shit.
You wouldn't want to blow the caps and resistors and stuff off the board.
Yes. So we'll tape them all down. That is a great idea. So we will tape these caps and resistors down just to prevent them from blowing off the board. All right, now is that good, or do we need one more piece? Let's see what chat thinks. All right, so there we go. We're going to take off this coil.
You missed a side.
Do you think I need to go here?
Yeah.
What about that? Should I cut that a little bit? I don't want to like have any complaints. Is that too close?
Yeah, just poke it down a little bit.
All right, I'll just poke it down over here. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good enough. But
Good enough. All right, so you think I need a piece up there?
Well, yeah, there's another chip up there. That thing could fly away.
It could fly right off the board. All right, don't worry, Mark. Don't freak out. I'm gonna tape it down. There. Safe.
All right, good.
Safe and sound and protected. Okay, so now I have my surgical setup. I'll use Amtech Flux because people that do things like braid pads would probably use Amtech Flux, and Captain tape the shit out of boards. All right. Now I'm gonna set my hot air, which is I'm just gonna leave it on the same setup for both. So it's ready to go, and I'm gonna do this exactly the same. So Mark, can you time this on the FLIR cam timer or on my phone?
Yeah.
Okay. So all we need is you to say go, and it has a stopwatch app clock stopwatch. Okay. Now you can hold that so everybody can see.
All right.
So it's totally legit. We don't have to use the trust method.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah. So let's get under the
Now,
microscope.
Wait.
I'm gonna wait for you to say go. So.
I think just to negate the possibility of the element staying warm between jobs.
Yes.
You should just go ahead and let it get up to temperature and then start the other one when it's already up to temp.
Okay, so I'll just hold it off the board.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging out here so that we can eliminate the variable of, oh yeah, well, it was already hot from the first job. Okay, so we're going to let it get hot. Ha ha! You can't fool us! Can't fool us! All right. Make sure to turn on the fume extractor. Yes!
Your glove handle is really loose.
Fuck you!
My old hand?
Your ball sack is being graded right now.
Alright. Tell me when.
Alright.
You ready?
Wait, let's get back under the microscope. Should we leave it? I want him to see your camera though, but I also kind of want to see the microscope. I guess we could do this. Microscope plus tiny camera window. Okay, there we go. So you gotta...
Oh, yeah.
Wait. This is gonna be great. Wait. Is that a Pepe? I can't even tell. Is it? It fucking is! Fuck! It's a fucking Pepe! God fucking damn it! God! How do I just delete that shit? I'm tired of finding fucking Pepes. It's like stepping on a cat turd that's not in the litter box. Boo! God damn it!
Cleaned in your house and took all the cat turds out of the litter box and just hid the place.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. His name is Louis Rossman. Alright, so I don't know how to embiggen this. I don't know how to... Which one is that? Is it this? It's probably that. Is it? No, I don't even know what half this shit is.
Well, just give it up.
Give up. Fail.
I'm just going to time it and people are going to trust us.
That's right. We're going to use the trust-based method.
YouTube is going to have timestamps, so it's not like
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna tell you. I'm ready. Wait. Okay. We can see that. On your call, count me down. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Soldering, soldering. Come on, coil. All right. Let's get this bitch off. So I'm watching the solder get hot. I'll leave my tweezers here just to keep variables the same. Look at that, no movement. It is not ready to go. I'm really glad I turned the fume extractor on for this because this stuff is very fun.
It's going straight up in
It's going right. Done!
36 seconds.
36 seconds, okay. And now a giant fail when this is exactly the same. And we go down in shame. Okay, here is case number 2. Alright, we're already gonna get flack because it's got shit missing. But that's the best we can do.
Still got the original solder.
Still got the original solder, so it's still there. Alright, so what I would do though, since I have an underfilled chip, I'm going to put a quarter on that.
Oh, that's good for the variables.
Well, but it is what I would actually do. So that's how I would protect this chip so that I can solder here without. Where's my fucking quarter? I'm so sick and tired of getting robbed. Okay. So I'm going to stick a quarter there, and that may throw us off, but that is how I would actually address that.
Alright.
You think I should leave the quarter on or take it off?
I'm good with the way you do it.
Alright, this is the way I would do it. Okay. Alright, wait, we gotta wait for this to come up to temperature because I turned it off. Doody. Oh, look, we got some extra variables. 36 and 63. Okay, what size nozzle? Same size nozzles. This is the everyday working nozzle. The only nozzle you'll ever need from the great people at JBC.
It's the amorphous shaped nozzle.
Yes, it is the... Yes, your nozzle, for best results, your nozzle needs to look like this. Oh, wait.
What,
Busted.
you get a new one?
You know what? You know what this means, Mark? That is a total bust. This means I totally stole it from that student's JVC.
Oh.
In fact, I feel like we
man.
should go back. Now, everything's going to be thrown off.
Yeah, you need to see the nozzle.
Yeah, well, I can't find it. Is it actually on that JVC? All right, we'll have to go look for that in a second. Is it?
No.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, wait. Not ready. Not ready.
Alright, count down.
Wait. We're not ready. We gotta... Nope, not that. Hold on. Wait. I'm not in focus. Okay. Alright, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Heat
go.
it. Do-dee-doo-doo-doo-dee-doo. I still feel the flux going straight into my face. This is way worse than not turning that fucking thing on at all. Alright, twist. Not moving yet. It's gonna be a giant fail. Fucking quarters fucking it up. Fucking JVC piece of shit. Yeah, you're right, man. That quarter's sucking my heat. Come on, mofo. And we're gonna end this stream on a giant fucking fail.
Yep.
Fantastic. Fucking quarter. Now I want to get another one, do it without the quarter. Did my station turn off?
No, it's gone.
Oh, there we go. Finally. Come on, Bo. Go on. Go on now. Spread out. You're like almost liquid. God damn it.
So close.
I'm getting ready to pull a pad just in rage.
Get the thing off of it.
Yeah, where's my heat going? My heat is going straight into the fume extractor.
Come on, Jessa.
It really doesn't feel hot. Like, it feels like something's not working. I kind of want to put my hand right there and test. Can I borrow your face? Alright, here we go. Something's up.
Take it off.
Done.
Alright, time. 35
10
seconds.
minutes. Wait, what?
35 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
This felt very,
Well, plus
very slow.
another 60, 72.
60, 72. And
We're
there you go.
48.
Wow! Damn! Wow! That's surprising. I really want to know what happens if we don't have the quarter.
Wait, did you check to see if that PMIC was okay on the other one? Just use tape?
No.
No, you didn't use tape on that one.
Right, I used a quarter on this one.
Yeah,
And I don't see any balls. No, I didn't check. Alright, I just assumed. Nope. Alright, that's it. We're captain taping the shit out of everything from now on, Mark. Lesson learned.
Alright, do one more with no quarter, no tape.
Alright. This is gonna be tough. You're gonna have an iPad 2. Yeah. God damn it. Fuck iPad 2. Nobody even needs them anymore. Just go get a new one from the store and let's just get this done. Oh, come on. I need an iPad 2 board. Which one of the students can let us borrow an iPad 2 board, and then I promise we'll put it right back. The brand new fresh board. Alright, do we have any iPad 2s in the donor board pile? Oh, wait, right here. I bet there's going to be an iPad 2. In the iPad 2 box.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Come on. Show me. iPad fucking
stash.
1. Boo. Alright, there's going to be an iPad 2. I just know it. Here we go. Test iPad 2. That looks like a good one.
It's not going to have a board.
Yeah, it is. Fuck. Yay! Yes. I don't want to have to do a battery. Oh, come on. Yes. Yay! Are those screwed together? All right, perfect.
Okay, you got to unlock this. Oh, don't show the stream what your secret code is.
Well, I yelled it out on stream the other day. Along with the where the minivan is sitting with the keys in it.
Do you set
Nobody
yours
ever
to
gives
your
a
bank
shit.
account number like I do?
Yeah, of course. Duh. Everybody does that. I set it to the passcode for the crypto software. Okay, that I had to pay $300 for. All right. Which one is it? It's this coil. Okay. Let's actually not blow up this Wi-Fi board because that thing we could use.
You're not showing the camera.
Oh, well, that's not good. The quick is nice, but $80. Come on, come on. All right, I timed it as well, so there isn't any discrepancies with Mark's timing. I got 36 seconds versus like a lifetime.
Yeah,
right.
I got a minute 48.
Okay, so let's do it without the quarter. The quarter is our heat sink. And we are going to try it with no quarter and see what the difference is if you just don't use Captain Tape at all. All right. Now we're going to let the JVC heat up again. And of course, the JVC's tired because it only cost $80. Did you like?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what it is? Okay, it starts
I
with
already know what it is.
It starts with a 1.
I already got it.
All right. My last unit lasted 3.5 years.
Oh yeah, his $80
Until I got too embarrassed to use it anymore. All right.
He buys them like.
Was that a joke about the cryptovirus? No, I don't tell jokes on stream. What kind of stream do you think this is? This is totally serious. 100% of the time.
All right, you ready?
Okay, let me get tweezers down. Let me get in the view here. All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go, go. This is like a game show. Heat that flux. Heat that flux. Go coil. It's never the coil that comes off when you want it to without acting like a fucking bitch. Come on, you bitch. Come on, you piece of shit coil. Heat, motherfucker, heat. I mean, it's really sad when you have time enough to like look up and read the chat. For MacBook, I can agree. Airspeed and heat matter none. iPhone not needed. I probably shouldn't have done that because I kind of drifted off my my size here. This is gonna be 2 minutes. You can just tell. This is like taking forever. I already want to quit.
It's too bad we didn't have touch ICs to do, because that's the good test.
I
Doing
know, yeah.
VGA work,
Right.
and not just giant heatsink coils.
Giant heatsink coils suck, and so does the fact that I don't see any solder balls popping out of that underfilled PMIC, which tells me that it's really not that fucking hot. Not that hot around here. And we have like run out of flux, which we definitely need. Come on, piece of shit. Alright, so what we've learned is that Captain Tape forms some kind of heat-based Faraday cage that heats shit the fuck up.
That was a minute 26.
Alright, now what I really, really, really want to do, this is what I really want to do.
Go home and have a beer. I'm right there with you.
Yes, and I'm not going to actually do it right now, but what I want to do is on this same board, put one of these back on, and then put Captain Tape around it after it cools down, and see if it is actually the Captain Tape, or if this is just sort of like weird anecdotal variables. So I'm just going to put this back on for tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'm
so we can
your
test
phone
it
right there.
in class.
I'm leaving.
Okay. Me too, man. Fuck this place. What are we doing staying here? It's like 11 o'clock at night. We got to be back here in like less hours than normal people are supposed to sleep. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I'm just soldering this coil back on, and I'm going to get out of here. YouTube seems to stream. See you there. Alright. Alright, so we have to continue our experiment to put Captain Tape on a board and see if it really does make a difference. Alright, let's see. Alright. Ah! I'm gonna have to add, actually I can't do that, that'll be leaded. That would definitely mess up the variables. Alright, come on, get on there. There you go. Alright, so I got one of these coils back on so that we can save it, and we will test that out tomorrow with the students, maybe. Alright, Captain sucks, never use it, it is going to fuck you. That is what I know from having used a lot of Captain Tape, and then saying, what happens if I don't use so much Captain Tape? And then things worked much better, because here's why. If you think that Captain taping the shit out of the board is a great idea, especially if you are convinced by our experiment, then go ahead and use all the Captain Tape that you want to tape shit down on your board and protect it from heat, as long as you do this one little experiment first. So before you put all your faith in Captain Tape as an amazing heat-resistant kryptonite that repels heat away from where you don't want it and focuses it where you do want it, just do this. Put a piece on your finger. Oh no, the camera broke. Put a piece on your finger. Oh, the camera ran out of fucking batteries. That's when you know it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Put a piece on your finger. Like that. Get your hot air gun and blast the hot air right on top of your finger. And as long as you can do that experiment, get that hot air nozzle, put it on your finger, and prove to yourself how awesome Captain Tape is. Then go ahead and use it to your heart's content. Alrighty, and that is the end of our stream.